Welcome to Sandbox FOMO5 from Buro Happold. Each week we pick short snippets from our most recent episode for your listening pleasure. These quick listens could be valuable insights, thought-provoking elements, or even practical advice that will no doubt enrich your life and knowledge. Sandbox brings together curious individuals interested in a specific topic to discuss, dissect, and interrogate it. The style is conversational, with experts from Buro Happold and invited external guests who will add another angle to the narrative. Listeners are encouraged to gather around our podcast so that we can explore the latest advances in various fields and expand our collective horizons. Sometimes we'll tackle a subject head-on, sometimes a sideways view, but always with curiosity, expertise, and who knows, maybe even a dash of humour. As always, on Sandbox, we're often looking at to new build or to retrofit. That's the question. So I keep talking about football stadiums, but it could actually be any sport arena. Again, although having said that, I am now going to use two sports examples, because I noticed at one end you've got, say, Nottingham Forest ground, where I think Buro Happold's recently been adjusting corner stands on stilts, aren't there, for improved access and that sort of thing. And then you've got at the other extreme, the fantastic new Eddleston Stadium. So what I really want to know is, and it's another two-parter, how easy is it to adapt existing stadia, and what criteria needs to be baked into new build stadia? Paul, shall we? Is this a nice time to be talking about C-Lab? Should we talk about C-Lab for a bit here?
Sure. It's Urban C-Lab is the program, and it's one that Buro Happold set up a few years ago. And it's an investment into looking at exploration of emergent areas of the built environment. And it offers people like myself who get onto the program an opportunity to consider an area of interest and think a little bit outside the box of our usual day-to-day engineering and provocate ideas and to take deep dives into the subjects and explore them with external people internally and ask questions and see where that leads. And my topic was very much aligned with this podcast and was to do with community-centric stadia through my own sort of experience of work at BH and also my love of sport and watching sport live. I wanted to do something that was linked to both. Going to your question on, is it easy to retrofit or is it easy to new build? There's benefits to both, and I guess it's dependent on the circumstances. Everyone would be unique, and there's different constraints to consider. We'd often look at seeing the opportunities to retrofit, but sometimes the constraints are too challenging or the existing fabric of the building isn't of a sufficient quality, or it's at the end of its life that warrants new build as the option. But it doesn't mean an entire new stadium. That could mean maybe just concentrating on one new stand, which is something on a lot of developments where clubs look to invest in one stand as part of a wider redevelopment plan for their stadium, and something that we've done on projects and look at with clients as well as new stadiums.
Fantastic. So with C-Labs, I'll be honest, this is a very new and exciting concept to me. Is this being practically applied to Stadia now, or is it still a conversation that's ongoing? Where are we with C-Lab?
It's a conversation that we are challenged as people on the program to explore and come up with ways in which we can apply it in the built environment and take that to market, take it to clients, pose the questions, provocate, if you like. And it's questions that since I've been on the program have been asked by people internally in Buro Happold on potential leads and bids in the sector, because it's becoming a question that's been asked in the sector about community and about social sustainability of projects.
Fantastic. And sorry, Paul, I'm just really fascinated by this. So I'm going to pick on you one last time and then I'll move on. During this process, obviously you're an expert in your field. During these provocations, were there any moments when there was a paradigm shift? You go, oh my goodness, this is possible. I hadn't thought of this being achievable this way before. Has it been quite an exciting journey to be on?
It has been exciting because it's going out of the usual comfort zone of the disciplines we work in. It's asking questions, it's thinking outside the box. Sort of the biggest thing is to challenge people, really, and to say, Why is it a no? Why is it too hard? Why do we have to stay as business as usual with the way we consider that stadia have to be developed? So I guess maybe not a eureka moment being had during it, but certainly interesting conversations that were had.
So I suppose it's fascinating because as well as reconstructing buildings, you're reconstructing mindsets as well, aren't you? Getting people to change the way they think and think, yeah, we could do this. It doesn't have to be about 22 people on a Saturday kicking a ball about.
And maybe that's it. And maybe it's instead of in the last 25 years, we work with a lot of great architects and we've delivered some great projects for some great clients. And I don't think anyone would argue that now, while you're in the stadium, generally you get an excellent product in terms of the view and the atmosphere that you get in most modern stadia now. And it's whether we can maybe turn around the thought of how we design to be designed for everything but the sport. We've now got the sport nailed. So maybe we can think of the building as the 340 days it's not in use and think of it that way, and the sport will come naturally.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that quick dip into our last episode of Sandbox. Don't forget to subscribe to follow the show. You'll find Sandbox in all the usual places, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buro Happold's YouTube channel, and on the Buro Happold website. What's more, if you want to join the conversation on X, known as Twitter to its old friends, use the hashtag BHSandbox. We'd love to hear from you on any of the topics discussed.